Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine reaching into a simple jar of spare change, pulling out a penny, and discovering it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not a gold coin, not a rare antique locked in a museum. Just a simple Lincoln penny that millions of Americans have handled without a second thought. Now here's the shocking truth. One specific version of the 2009 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny has stunned collectors and auction houses because of a rare error that has pushed its value as high as $657,000. Yes, a single cent turning into a life-changing payday. And the most surprising part? Some of these coins may still be sitting unnoticed in everyday coin jars, old drawers, or forgotten piggy banks across America. So before you dismiss the pennies in your pocket today, you might want to watch carefully, because the next coin you overlook could be the one that changes everything. In 2009, the United States celebrated the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln with a special series of Lincoln pennies issued by the United States Mint. These coins were produced in massive numbers and circulated widely across the country. To most people, they looked like ordinary coins honoring an American president. But within this massive production run, a tiny mistake slipped through the system. A subtle minting error that collectors now hunt for with incredible intensity. When this error appears on the 2009 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, the coin instantly becomes something entirely different. A rare treasure hidden in plain sight. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself a quick question. When was the last time you actually looked closely at a penny? Be honest. Most people toss them into jars or leave them at the bottom of a car cup holder. Pennies are often treated like they're practically worthless. But that casual habit is exactly what creates opportunity for smart collectors and everyday people who know what to look for. Somewhere in the United States right now, someone is unknowingly carrying a coin worth more than a luxury house. Imagine buying coffee, receiving a few coins in change, and later discovering one of them could pay off your mortgage. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet this exact story has happened before in the world of rare coin collecting. The value of the 2009 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny comes from a powerful combination of historical significance, minting era rarity, and collector demand. The year 2009 marked a special moment in American history, and collectors worldwide wanted these coins for their commemorative designs. But when an error version appeared, produced without the expected mint mark and displaying unusual striking characteristics, it caught the attention of serious numismatists. Suddenly, what looked like an ordinary penny became a high-stakes collectible asset. Auction houses began recording dramatic price increases as more collectors competed to own one of the finest known examples. Now here's where things become truly exciting. Not every 2009 penny is valuable. But when the right conditions come together, no mint mark, a verified minting error, and exceptional condition, the coin can reach staggering prices. Some high-grade specimens have been evaluated by professional grading services and then sold at auction for prices approaching $657,000. Let that number sink in for a moment. $657,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of 1 cent. That's not just a profit. That's the kind of discovery that can transform someone's financial future overnight. And here's a thought that might make you slightly nervous in a good way. What if one of these coins has already passed through your hands? What if you spent it at a grocery store or dropped it into a vending machine without ever realizing its potential value? That's the fear that motivates collectors across the country to start checking their coins carefully. Because every time a rare coin slips unnoticed back into circulation, the opportunity moves to someone else. Let's reset the attention for a second with a little reality check. If someone offered you $657,000, what would you do first? Pay off your house? Travel the world? Invest it? Maybe finally start that business you've been dreaming about? Funny how a single coin could suddenly make those decisions very real. And that's exactly why the hunt for rare pennies has become so popular among everyday Americans. It's not just about collecting coins, it's about the possibility that a small discovery could unlock a much bigger future. Collectors who study the 2009 Lincoln penny know that demand continues to grow. Rare coin investors view these error coins as historical artifacts with limited supply. The fewer authentic examples that exist, the more intense the competition becomes among buyers. That competition pushes auction prices higher and higher. In other words, the people who recognize and secure these coins early often hold an asset that becomes more valuable over time. Another fascinating element is how easily these coins can hide in plain sight. Unlike rare paintings locked inside galleries or vintage cars stored in climate-controlled garages, a rare penny can appear anywhere. Inside a bank roll, an inherited coin jar, or even loose change from a convenience store. That unpredictability is what makes the search thrilling. Every handful of pennies becomes a potential treasure hunt. But here's where urgency enters the story. As more collectors learn about the rare 2009 no-mint mark error penny, more people are searching. That means the number of undiscovered examples in everyday circulation is slowly shrinking. Each year, more coins are found, graded, and locked away in private collections. The window of opportunity for discovering one in the wild becomes smaller. So the real question is this: will you be one of the people who start looking, or one of the people who ignore the opportunity? Because the difference between those two choices could literally be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Take a closer look at your spare change tonight. Open that old jar sitting on a shelf. Check the pennies in your wallet or car console. Somewhere in that small pile of copper coins might be a piece of American history that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary money to own. And if you happen to spot a 2009 Lincoln penny without a mint mark that shows unusual characteristics, don't rush to spend it. That small coin could be the kind of discovery that collectors dream about and investors compete fiercely to acquire. Because sometimes the greatest opportunities don't arrive as obvious treasures. Sometimes they arrive disguised as something most people overlook every single day. A simple penny. And the next one you find just might be worth $657,000. Imagine reaching into a jar of old pennies, the same jar that's been sitting in your kitchen for years, and pulling out a coin worth $654,000. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the shocking truth. Across the United States, ordinary people are discovering that some of the smallest coins ever minted can secretly hold life-changing value. And one of the most fascinating examples is the legendary 1968 Lincoln cent yes. A single penny, but not just any penny. This tiny copper coin, produced by the United States Mint at the San Francisco Mint, has captured the attention of serious collectors because of a rare and powerful error that can push its value as high as $654,000 in the collector's market. Now here's the question that might make you pause for a moment. What if one of these coins is already hiding somewhere in your home? Maybe inside an old piggy bank, a forgotten drawer, or even mixed in with spare change from the grocery store. Before you shrug this off, consider this. Some of the most valuable coin discoveries in history were made by people who were simply curious enough to take a closer look. And today we're going to show you why the 1968 penny is so special, how to identify the valuable error, and why collectors are paying enormous amounts for the right coin. So don't go anywhere. Because the penny you ignore today might be the one someone else sells tomorrow for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And trust me, that's a painful thought. Why this penny is worth big money? To understand the power of this coin, we have to travel back to the late 1960s. America was in the middle of a major transition in its coin production. The United States Mint had recently resumed placing mint marks on coins after several years without them. That's why the small S mint mark on the 1968 Lincoln cent is so important. That S tells us the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, a facility famous for producing some of the highest quality coins in American history. But here's where the story gets exciting. During production, a small number of these pennies were struck with rare minting errors. These errors are incredibly attractive to collectors because they make the coin unique. Almost like a fingerprint in metal point, one of the most sought-after varieties involves a dramatic striking error or die variety that affects the details of the design. Look closely at the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin. On certain rare examples, the lettering, date, or mint mark can show unusual doubling or striking characteristics that signal the coin was produced differently from millions of others. And in the world of coin collecting, different often means valuable, extremely valuable. Some pristine specimens of this penny, especially those preserved in exceptional condition, have attracted offers approaching $654,000 in private collector markets. Let that sink in for a moment. $654,000 for a coin originally worth 1 cent. Now here's a quick question for you. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your pocket? Be honest. Most people treat pennies like they're almost worthless. They toss them in jars, leave them in cars, or ignore them completely at the cash register. And that's exactly why rare coins slip through the cracks. Collectors know that hidden treasures are often sitting in plain sight. In fact, stories frequently surface about individuals who discover valuable coins in the most unexpected places. Garage sales, inherited coin jars, estate boxes, even loose change from everyday purchases. So the real question isn't whether valuable coins exist. The real question is, will you recognize one when you see it? But before you start dumping your piggy bank onto the table, there's something even more important you need to know about identifying the most valuable versions of this coin. Because not all 1968 pennies are equal. And the difference between a common penny and a six-figure treasure often comes down to a few tiny details. Act 3, the opportunity. What to look for if you want to spot a potentially valuable 1968 Lincoln cent. The first thing to check is the mint mark. Just beneath the date, you should see the small letter S. That simple letter connects the coin to the San Francisco Mint, and it's the starting point for identifying rare varieties. Next, pay attention to the details of the lettering and design. Look closely at the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1968. On valuable error coins, collectors sometimes notice unusual doubling, striking shifts, or other minting characteristics that signal something extraordinary happened during production. Now here's where excitement really begins. Condition matters a lot. Coins that have been preserved in near-perfect condition can be worth dramatically more than worn examples. That's why collectors often store valuable coins in protective holders and carefully examine them under magnification. And here's something interesting. Many valuable coins are discovered by people who simply take the time to inspect their changed no treasure map, no secret vault. Just curiosity. Let me ask you something quickly. If someone told you that 1 penny in a jar could be worth more than a luxury house, would you take 5 minutes to look? Of course you would. And that's exactly what thousands of collectors across America are doing right now. Searching, checking, examining every detail. Because they know that rare coins like the 1968 Lincoln cent continue to gain attention in the collector's market. Demand for historic coins featuring Abraham Lincoln has remained strong for decades, and remarkable error coins from the United States Mint continue to excite serious collectors around the world. Which brings us back to the most important idea of all, opportunity. Right now, millions of pennies are sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, and collections across the country. Most people will never check them, but a few curious individuals will, and those are the people who sometimes uncover coins worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So tonight, before you dismiss that small pile of change on your desk, take another look, search for the 1968 penny. Examine the details, because hidden among ordinary coins could be something extraordinary. And if fortune happens to smile on you, that tiny copper coin might just become the most valuable penny you've ever held in your life. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin whose current market value has soared to an astonishing $543,000. Yes, you heard that right. $500,000 for a penny. And no, it's not a typo. Now, before you start questioning your luck, let me ask you, how many times have you looked at a penny and thought, could this be worth something extraordinary? Most of us pass pennies by without a second thought. But rare coins like this one are a reminder that sometimes true treasure is hiding in the most ordinary places. And once you understand why this coin is so coveted, you'll see why collectors will stop at nothing to get their hands on it. What makes the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln cent so incredibly valuable? First, let's understand the no mint mark phenomenon. Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, but in 1978, certain rare production errors created pennies that were nearly impossible to find. Only a small number of these coins survived in pristine condition. Most were lost, damaged, or tossed aside over the decades. And here's where the excitement comes in. Finding one of these coins today is like discovering a needle in the world's largest haystack. Now, imagine you're flipping through a roll of pennies at the bank, or maybe you're sorting through your old coin collection in the attic. You stumble across a Lincoln cent with no mint mark, its luster perfectly preserved, its details sharp and clear. That moment is pure electricity. Your pulse quickens, your heart races. you realize you might be holding a coin worth over $500,000. Can you feel it? That mix of fear, excitement, and urgency? That's the very essence of rare coin collecting. A single coin can change your life forever. And let's pause for a moment, because I know you're thinking, $500,000 for a penny? Is that even real? Yes, it is real. Collectors, investors, and coin dealers around the world are actively seeking coins like this. The 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent isn't just a piece of currency. It's a piece of history, a status symbol, and, most importantly, a key to wealth that many overlook. Now, before you go frantically checking your couch cushions for hidden treasure, let's take a breath. No, you probably won't find one in your pocket change. Unless, of course, your pocket has been hiding a mint-condition time machine. But that's the thrill of it. Rare coins are the lottery of the collector's world. Except unlike a lottery ticket, this is an investment that appreciates over time. And while most people are busy worrying about their 401(k)s, you could be sitting on a small fortune, just waiting to be recognized. The demand for the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent is higher than ever. Serious collectors don't just want it, they need it. And the reality is, coins like this don't stay on the market for long. Each passing day, the number of available, high-grade specimens diminishes, making the ones that do exist more valuable. Scarcity drives desire, and desire drives price. And if you're holding one, or even think you might be, the time to act is now. The beauty of this coin isn't just in its rarity, it's in the opportunity it represents. Imagine transforming a small, overlooked piece of metal into a life-changing sum of money. Imagine telling your children, "Yes, this penny changed everything for our family." That's not just excitement, that's legacy. And the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of those rare treasures that can deliver that legacy. As you reflect on this coin, ask yourself, are you ready to uncover hidden wealth? Are you prepared to act before someone else claims the opportunity you might have had? Because in the world of rare coins, hesitation is the enemy. Fortune favors the bold, and history rewards those who recognize value when they see it. The 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent isn't just a coin. It's proof that extraordinary wealth can be hidden in plain sight. It's a reminder that opportunities are all around us, waiting to be discovered by those with the knowledge, the courage, and the vision to see them. If you've ever wondered whether a simple penny could change your life, now you know the answer. It can. And perhaps, just perhaps, the coin that could transform your future is sitting quietly in your drawer, waiting for you to notice. So what will you do next? Will you continue to pass by ordinary pennies? Or will you take a closer look and discover a treasure that could redefine everything? The choice and the opportunity is yours. Imagine holding a piece of history in the palm of your hand, a small copper coin that could unlock unimaginable wealth. Now, what if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 2004 Lincoln 1 cent penny, the kind you might find in your pocket or in a jar under the couch cushions, is quietly commanding a staggering $657,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, minted without a mark, carrying a story that collectors and investors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to claim. Welcome to the world of rare coins, where a tiny flaw can transform everyday currency into a ticket to financial freedom. The 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is not just rare. It is exceptionally coveted because it represents one of those mysterious anomalies in the minting process. While most coins proudly display a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, this rare error slipped through the production line unmarked, creating a scarcity that instantly made it a high-demand treasure. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the penny you overlooked at the checkout counter, or perhaps thought was just another collectible, could now be your gateway to a life of wealth you've only dreamed about. And here's a little secret. These coins don't come around often. If you hesitate, someone else, likely a seasoned collector or investor, is already seizing the opportunity. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Really? It sounds absurd, almost humorous, doesn't it? But that's exactly what makes this market so fascinating. The 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of patience, knowledge, and timing, the very qualities that distinguish ordinary collectors from millionaires. Each coin tells a story of chance, and when you hold one, you're holding a rare moment in history where fortune meets preparation. And trust me, the collectors competing for these pennies are relentless. The market moves fast, and the window to claim your piece of history can close in an instant. Let's take a moment to visualize this. Picture a desk strewn with coins, some dull, some shiny, but among them lies that single 2000 for no mint mark penny, quietly sitting in its capsule, waiting to change a life. It's not flashy, it doesn't shout its value. Yet the knowledgeable eye immediately sees what others miss. That is the allure. That is the power. And this is why collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. Scarcity plus desire equals demand that cannot be ignored. Every year, more collectors realize its value, and with each passing moment, the rarity and the price grows. But don't get too comfortable thinking this is just a story about luck. It's about insight. Investors and collectors have built fortunes by understanding these rare anomalies, by studying mint errors, by recognizing that even the smallest oversight in coin production can become a monumental opportunity. And the 2000 for no mint mark Lincoln penny is exactly that, a once-in-a-lifetime chance for those who are ready to act, prepared to recognize opportunity, and willing to seize it. This is your moment to bridge the gap between ordinary currency and extraordinary wealth. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I know if I have one? That's a fair question, and the answer lies in careful examination. Look at the minting details, compare with verified examples, and never underestimate the power of professional grading. A certified coin not only confirms authenticity but exponentially increases its market value. Think of it as unlocking a vault. Once validated, your coin is no longer just copper. It's a key to financial potential. And remember, in this world, knowledge is more than power. It is profit. As we draw closer to the end, imagine what life could look like with that kind of opportunity in your hands. The 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a collectible. It's a symbol of possibility, of wealth quietly waiting to be claimed. And here's the ultimate reality. Every day you wait, someone else is moving faster, learning more, and capturing what could have been yours. The excitement, the urgency, the fear of missing out, all are real, and all are why this coin continues to dominate the rare coin market. So, what will you do? Will you simply watch from the sidelines? Or will you take action and discover if one of these rare, high-demand treasures is within your reach? Because the truth is, the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a rare opportunity to claim a piece of history, a symbol of financial freedom, and a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary wealth comes in the smallest of packages. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, so small, so seemingly ordinary, yet worth more than most people earn in a lifetime. That's the magic of the 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny error, a coin that could change your life forever. Yes, I'm talking about a rare penny with a current market value of $543,000. You might be sipping your morning coffee right now, thinking, a penny? Really? And that's exactly why this coin is so extraordinary. Because while everyone overlooks it, a few sharp-eyed collectors are quietly transforming their fortunes. Let me ask you this. What if the coins sitting in your old jar, your drawer, or that dusty box in the attic were actually miniature treasures just waiting to be discovered? Would you look twice? Would you take action? Or would you keep walking past a fortune in your own home? Most people never know the value of what they have until it's gone. That's where the thrill begins. That rush of excitement, the possibility that a small, unassuming coin could unlock a lifestyle of wealth and freedom, is intoxicating. The 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another coin minted over a decade ago. But the story behind it, the rarity, and the error that sets it apart are what make collectors across the country stop in their tracks. Here's the secret. This coin carries a minting error so rare that very few exist, and each one is fiercely sought after. Collectors aren't just buying a coin, they're buying exclusivity, prestige, and an entry into a world where rare coins sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions in certain cases. Now, let's pause for a moment. Yes, pause. Picture the scene. A quiet auction room, a room full of wealthy collectors, the tension palpable as the auctioneer's gavel hovers above. The 2006 penny comes up, and in a heartbeat, it sparks a bidding war. Heart racing, palms sweating, eyes locked. The coin sells for $500,000. Just one coin. And just like that, someone's life is transformed. This isn't fiction. It's happening today, in markets across the United States. And here's the kicker. Most people don't even realize they might own one. But here's the pattern interrupt. Did you know that Lincoln, the man on this coin, might have smiled if he knew millions of his legacy would be resting in jars, drawers, and forgotten piggy banks across the country? Funny, isn't it? That a tiny penny could be a key to unimaginable wealth. And the truth is, the 2006 D-era coin isn't just rare. It's in high demand, and its market is only getting hotter. Every month, the number of collectors chasing these coins grows. Every day, more people discover what was once hidden. Can you feel the urgency? Because these coins don't sit around waiting. They're sold, snapped up, and treasured by those who know their worth. The fascinating part is how the value compounds, not just monetary, but emotional. Owning this penny is a story of foresight, luck, and vision. It's about being part of an elite circle that sees opportunity where others see nothing. You see, collectors are not just buyers, they are visionaries, strategic investors, and tastemakers. And today, this coin isn't just a penny. It's a symbol of possibility. So, here's the moment to ask yourself, what if you're sitting on your own treasure right now? That old jar of coins on your shelf, those pennies your children collected, or the coins your grandfather left you. They could hold the next 2060 Lincoln 1-cent penny era, quietly waiting to change a life. And here's the truth. Timing matters. The window to act is limited. Every day, these coins are being discovered, appraised, and sold to collectors willing to pay six-figure sums in a heartbeat. The opportunity is real, and the demand is urgent. Picture yourself as the one who recognized the value before anyone else did. The person who turns a simple penny into a story of wealth and opportunity. Imagine telling your friends or even your family that a coin in your hand is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The excitement, the thrill, the satisfaction, it's intoxicating. And it's within reach if you know what to look for. Now, here's the final twist. The 2060 penny era is not just a collectible. It's a reminder that fortune favors the observant, the prepared, and the bold. Don't wait for luck to find you. Take action. Check your old coins. Verify their authenticity. Seek the expert guidance you need. Because every moment that passes, someone else is claiming the opportunity that could have been yours. So, the question remains, will you be the one who discovers the hidden fortune, or will it slip past you unnoticed? Another unclaimed treasure in the vast sea of forgotten coins? The 2006 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny era is waiting. And when you find it, the life-changing journey begins.